Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Michelle Ship here. I'm the business page owner of WHAM Solutions with Michelle Ship, or better known as Work at Home Mom Solutions with Michelle Ship. Thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully your Friday is going awesome. You're doing well. I want to jump on here real quick. I was actually attending a training this week on sharing strategies with treating your home business as like a job. So I took some notes and I want to share with you some of the things, some of the insights that I've learned, and I want to bring it to my team. And I said, why don't I bring it to a live as well to have you guys join me here. So if you're just joining, feel free to go ahead and comment below. Tell me where you're coming from. It'll be great to see that there. And we can just go right into the content. Hey Marina, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. All right, so let's get right into the content. So today we're going to be talking about treating your home business as it is a job. Okay, so what happens when you have a home business? Usually you're brand new, right? There's a lot of people who enter, particularly network marketing home businesses, and they're brand new and they're so excited, right? And then what happens is you start dreaming again. You start thinking about all the possibilities now that you have a home business. You think about the opportunities that you have and that time freedom and the financial freedom that you'll have for yourself and also for your family. So you're really excited. You finally have that opportunity to have a business and to be your own boss, most importantly, right? But what happens is you quickly find out that you are not the best boss of all. You're actually a terrible boss because you're not holding yourself accountable, and this is why I feel that a lot of people that are brand new to a home business, they struggle in. This is something that's a really hard struggle, and that's why a lot of people when they're new in network marketing, having a home business, they're not successful right out the gate because they're not holding themselves accountable and being the toughest boss of all on themselves. So that's one of the struggles. So today I'm going to share with you 4 strategies to help you with becoming a better, actually helping you with creating better results for yourself and treating your home business as you do a job. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so what happens when you start approaching your business as a job? What happens is your mind shift starts to change and you begin to have thoughts and you start to say, okay, this is going to be my livelihood. This is going to be my income. This is what's going to help feed me and my family. So I'm going to give it its respect that it deserves. Okay. So the first area of focus that you need to do when you're treating your business like a job is you need to make sure that you show up. You have to show up each and every day and be consistent. I know we hear this all the time. You have to be consistent, but we know that this is crucial and what's going to help us get the most success, You would not think twice in a regular job about not showing up and not being consistent in your work, right? Do you feel me? Do you understand? Because what happens with the job, we always have somebody there that's holding us accountable. It's our employer, our boss, who's always looking at the time slot. Okay, where is Michelle today? She's not here. It's not 8 o'clock. It's not 9 o'clock. Where is she? So we would go above and beyond and try to be there at 9 o'clock every day, regardless of how we're feeling, whether we have a little cough, whether if it's bad raining and snowing outside, 3 feet of snow, if you are where I am in New England, if your kids are sick or whatever the case may be, you make sure you make an effort to be there and show up, and you have your list of responsibilities that you have to carry out throughout the day, and you make sure that you get it done either by the end of the day each day or the end of the week, depending on what type of work that you do. Okay, so you show up. We need to treat our home business the same exact way, where we're showing up for ourselves, knowing that our business is going to pay us back 10 times fold if we do that consistently. Okay, so the first strategy is to show up each and every day to make it work. Okay, now what happens is when you actually start showing up for yourself, you become like, wow, I'm actually getting results. I'm able to see some success. But sometimes after we start getting into it and showing up, we'll get our first check in our hand or something like that, but then we get relaxed again. We need to make sure that we're showing up consistently, because that one check is just the beginning, but to keep it going, we may have a pause and go, a stop and go and stop and go. We need to be consistent with that, because that's going to help you create momentum, and momentum is gold when you have a network marketing business, a home business there. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so when you become your own boss, you're dreaming. You're like, wow, I finally have that financial freedom. I have control of my schedule. I can set my own days and hours. I have control of my work assignments. I don't have a boss kind of standing over me, micromanaging my work and micromanaging me. And number three is I have control of my income without any limits. You know, there's unlimited income potential depending on my efforts. Okay. But what happens is sometimes we let ourselves go. We let ourselves off the hook. We are so lenient on ourselves, you know, and we start working sporadically. You know, we're kind of touch and go, hot and cold with our business. And this is not going to help us with results. I noticed that some people who are brand new, they say, you know, oftentimes I'll ask about, you know, how much time can you potentially work your home business, and then they'll throw out a number, you know, and that, you know, a lot of people are working kind of part-time when they get started, like a network marketing business, because they're still trying to kind of build it up while they're working a full-time job outside of the home. So I get that. I understand. However, that part-time business that they committed themselves to then becomes a sometime business, and sometime is not going to pay your bills, and it's not going to build residual income, which is going to where a lot of people are looking and working to do in the future, is build residual passive income. Okay, sometime work is not going to fly, even if you did that at your standard job. Think about it. Okay, now we all had an employer at some point in time in our lives, right? And if you just did your work sometime, you showed up sometime, you know, say you have a standard work schedule 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, right? And then you decided to call in sick, you know, just because your back hurts a little bit, or you have a flat tire or something like that. And then when you do actually show up on the days that you work, you're just working sometime. Maybe you have to answer phones, maybe you have to do some type of filing, whatever the case may be, and you're doing it sometimes. You're just kind of sitting there, you know, twiddling your thumbs, you know. I can promise you that that job is not going to be there much longer. It may fly for a little bit, you know, but your boss and your coworkers are going to get hip to it, and they're going to say, you know, Michelle's not doing her work. She's not picking up her slack. She's not contributing to our team in doing the work that's expected of her. So you may have that job for a while, but you won't be there long term, and you won't get the results. You won't get your money, you know. So same thing with your business. You can't have a sometime business. If you say that you can commit yourself, devote yourself to 10 hours a week, you know, 20 hours, whatever the case may be, you show up and do that. And the great thing about it is with the home business, we have 7 days a week. You may not want to work all 7, maybe you just want to do 5, 4, 6, whatever the case may be, but you can schedule it, but you have to make sure you show up, because your prospects are waiting for you. They're looking for a phone call or to reach out to them, and you need to work on your marketing and other things, the income producing activities. We need to be on top of that game each and every day, despite how we're feeling. Okay, and you know, that sometime work, like I said, just comes through when you feel like it. It may come in when you have a burst of energy, you want a great training call, and you're feeling excited, so you're going to pounce on it, and the next day you're doing so many dials, and you're working on your marketing and all of that. You know, you're working it when you feel like it. That's the sometime work, and that's not going to cut, and it's not going to give you the results. Okay, and then also, I noticed that a lot of people say that they... another concern is that a lot of new entrepreneurs say that they don't have time. They don't have the time to do this. And I actually talked about this yesterday in my mastermind about if you're working your business part-time and you feel you're not getting any success, and then because you're having a full-time job, and you're thinking, oh, only if I had a full-time schedule, I can be so much more, grow a bigger business, have more momentum, have greater success. I actually went into that in depth just yesterday. So if you want access to my mastermind, definitely comment below. Put a number 1 below in the comments here, and then we can connect. And I can add you to our group. I do more daily trainings, just like this, but a little bit more in depth. But we talked about that. And then what happens is when you feel that you don't have the time, it really gets into your mind, and you really believe that you don't have the time, and then you let every excuse get in the way. You know, when you come home, you get distracted with the TV, you get distracted with the family, you get distracted with, you know, cleaning up and everything. You know, let it go. You need to make sure your daily methods of operation are completed in order so that you can get your results. Okay, and it's funny with the difference of having the time and making the time. I know me as a mother, before I had my children, I had a lot of time on my hands. I didn't really realize it until now, as I have 4 girls, but I had so much time on my hands. And before I made the decision to have my first child, I didn't physically think, you know, my husband and I said, you know something, we have so much time on our hands, why don't we have a baby to free up, to take up some time of ours? No, we didn't make that decision. You know, we together decided that we wanted to have a child together, right? So we did that. And then what happens most of the time when you're a mother, you have one child, they grow up a little bit, and then you start thinking of like, oh, maybe, you know, I want to have another child because that one needs a sibling to play around with and have fun and all of that. So you have another. You don't usually say, oh, I don't have time, you know, to take care of that one too, so I'm just going to have one. Usually you say, yeah, they need a partner. They need someone to hang out with too. So, and what happens, you get even more busy with 2 kids. But you make the time for each child, to love them, to nurture them, to take care of them. You make the time for each child, and then you have 3 and 4 like me, and you get really busy, and you still make the time to take care of all of them. So just like you're taking care of your family, your responsibilities, your business is a responsibility. So take care of it. You know, make sure you make the time for it to flourish, for it to grow, just like you're helping your kids grow, you're feeding them healthy food, you're doing all of this. Make the time for your business, and your business will pay you back, like I said over and over again, 10 times fold if you work it consistently. Okay, so that's another strategy. Okay, moving on to, let's see, actually to back up a little bit, just about intentions and things like that. I know as a leader, that oftentimes you might have like a pretty large team, even if it's a small team, and you're expecting them to do, you know, X, Y, and Z every single day to grow their business, right? The money-making activities, personal development, content marketing, all of that. And I've noticed that we are very quick to judge others, but we need to think about ourselves before we're judging other people. And what we do as an individual or as a leader, sometimes we say, okay, this is what needs to be done, but Susie, Jane Doe, and John Doe is not doing that. They're not doing these, and that's why they're still at their position. You know, they haven't moved up and advanced in rank. But we need to make sure that we judge ourselves first and foremost. Are we leading by example? Are we doing the do? Are we in the game? Are we constantly playing big? Are we being consistent and treating our business just like a job? Whatever you're doing, your team is going to do as well. And sometimes what we do is we judge ourselves by our intentions, you know, because maybe we intended to prospect 10 people today and 20 people tomorrow. Maybe we intended of doing a certain amount of marketing. Maybe we had these intentions, which are all great in the mind, but it didn't actually follow through. It didn't carry out. Okay, so we need to make sure we judge ourselves by our actions as well, just like we're judging our team and holding them accountable. So I did want to bring that as well. Okay, so the second key area strategy to focus on to helping you build your business and treat it like a job, I would say, is be accountable for your own activity. So you need to question yourself. What are your hours of operation? What are the days and hours that you're working? I always ask this to new consultants, representatives, whatever you want to call them with your company. I ask, what are your hours? What are your business hours going to be? You know, you need to, just like a business, a traditional business has open with the on the door, it has open and close on site. We need to be open for business. We need to be always, you know, networking and cultivating new relationships and reaching out to others, you know, and reaching back out to others as well, right? So what are your hours of operation? Think about that. You know, employees, they have methods of operations each and every day. They have their job description, and then they have a breakdown exactly what they need to do Monday through Friday. We need to have a method of operations as well for our business, okay? And we may have projects that we're working on. We may have new launches with our company. And previously, before I started working from home, I used to work in human resources. So I often had a lot of projects, whether it be performance reviews that I had to do for the company. I had quarterly reviews. There was compensation things that I was working on, new hire information, benefits, paperwork. All this stuff needs to be submitted and keyed in, and orientation, all of that. All the things that HR people usually do. So there was things that I need to do on Monday, and I know I need to get it done by like 5 o'clock all the way to Friday. So we need to make sure that we hold ourselves accountable for these projects and for these daily tasks each day, just like your employer is holding you accountable to get that done by the 5 o'clock at the end of the day, or by Friday at 5 p.m., depending on the work that you're doing. And if your boss asks you to work on, like, say it's March 1st, the beginning of the month, and we said, okay, Michelle, you need to work on this project, you know, evaluating all these employees and have it done by the month end, the 30th, say, right? So what you'll do is you'll break down that big project into smaller, more handleable, you know, arrangements each day, and maybe you partner with a teammate and you work on that together, and you make sure you get it done by the end of the month, right? So you may go above and beyond, you may wake up early, you may stay late, you may work overtime, whatever it needs to make it happen, you go ahead and you make it happen. Same thing with your business, but you are the ultimate creator of your work assignment. Maybe you're working on a new website that you're launching, a blog or something. It's a big project and it takes a lot of work to get it all together, or email, a new campaign, whatever it is, but you need to break it down and write it down and make it happen through your action. So put that action behind the things that you want to do each day, okay? And let's see, so moving on to the third strategy is we need to write down a business plan for ourselves. Your business is not done unless you have a business plan. Just like a job has a job plan or a job description, you need to have something written down. So a business plan may be a set of goals that you set out for yourself, whether it be the beginning of the year or the beginning of the month. You have your set out goals. And then you need to definitely learn, number one, how are you going to market your business? I often mention to the people who work with me that they should focus on at least 1 to 2 marketing methods initially, right out the gate. Get good at those 1 or 2, until they start generating a good amount of leads, and then move on to another form of marketing. And then until they grow that and establish that, and they move on and add another one and another one, okay? So you need to get good at marketing. That should be a part of your business plan. And then next is your prospecting, of course, okay? And then having a set amount of people that you plan to prospect, whether it be online or offline, each and every day, and sticking with that number. That's gold, sticking with that number. And it may be on some days, I know sometimes life happens, you know, but we're not going to say we're not going to do anything at all. You know, always need to have some production every day, even if it's bare minimum, but making sure you back it up the next day or that weekend with the numbers that you missed from that other day, because life happened. I get it. You know, I have 4 little ones, so I know things like that happens. Let's see. And just for an example, for me, sometimes when I was working prior to my home business, like again in HR, we had like the annual performance reviews. Those were huge. There was like hundreds of people in the organization that I had to handle, and I knew if I didn't get all the numbers in the system and all the hiring managers, their paperwork, and also the employees, they wouldn't. And then I also sent over to payroll. They was not getting their raise effective September 1st. That was real. And then people would be at my door knocking on and saying, Michelle, why didn't I get my raise this Friday, you know, when the paperwork was submitted in August, you know? So it's a huge thing when you have projects at your job. We need to treat those projects that we have with our business, such as the money-making activities, the marketing and prospecting, as our essentials to move our business forward. And there's a lot of people that are lacking that area, or again, just working it sometime when they feel like it, and when they're super pumped and they're ready to get into action mode. Do you follow me? Okay, so moving on, let's see. The fourth strategy for helping you work your business just like a job is to think like a CEO. We need to think just like we are the CEO, okay? We need to schedule every single task at hand. And if it's not scheduled, I hate to tell you, it doesn't exist. We have intentions, yes. We want to do, you know, we want to follow up with this person, that person. We want to make sure we dot all the I's and cross all the T's. It's not happening if it's not in your schedule. And if you don't have a calendar, go get one. It's very, you know, very inexpensive, or just some type of notebook like what I have here. Anything that's going to help you write down things. And I don't know about you, but I love crossing things off. You know, I have my planner over here, and I like to check, write it all down and check it off at the end of the day. So you too have to track, you know, write down things you need to do and track all the things that you're working on, okay? And to be successful, we need to make sure that we devote a certain amount of time to our business each and every day, whether it's full-time or part-time. Again, I know a lot of people that are brand new, they just work it part-time, but make sure you tell yourself and your family, hey guys, you know, my kids know when I'm working, okay? I've been doing this for about 4 years right now, so they know when I'm in my hustle mode and I got my game face on and I cannot be distracted. So I say I need to work on this for at least 2 hours. Give me 2 hours, and after that, we're going to be going down to the park or doing whatever we need to do together. You know, so it's like a balance there, and they like that. They enjoy it. Okay, so, and then if you're super busy like me as well, work in just 15 to 30-minute intervals of just focus, narrow focus time. I talked about this at one time during one of my first videos that I did, one of my first Facebook Lives. I talked about, as a busy mom, we need to make sure that we use time blocking to have very focused work, a time where we really focus on our work each and every day. So you can definitely do that too. Say, I'm going to just check my emails for just 15 minutes, and then boom, I'm off. I gotta work on calling back some of my leads. And then 15 minutes maybe just on social media. So I want to go in and go through my newsfeed and respond back to network a little bit, and then boom, I'm off. I got to start working on my marketing. So work in 15 to 30-minute intervals, and then move on to the next thing, and make sure it's very focused work. Okay, let's see. So in order to accomplish everything, I know it seems like a lot when you have a home business, but in order to accomplish everything, we need to make sure everything's right there in front of us, because you're able, again, to cross it all off, and then that way you feel and you know that nothing's going to slip through the cracks. Because especially if you're holding a full-time job on top of holding a home business, and if you're like me, you have a family, a pretty large family, on top of other things, activities and husband, and you know, it's hard to keep it all up here. So you have to write it down, okay? And definitely you'll see better results when you start doing that. So again, a quick recap. Number 1, show up to your business each and every day. That's the first strategy. Number 2, hold yourself accountable, just like your employer does with you on your job. And you can find someone to hold you accountable, like an upline, a crossline, a mentor that you get, or even if it's someone for another company, just someone that's going to be there, that's on the game, that is even playing bigger than you, so that they can hold you accountable for what you intend to do each and every day. Number 3, develop a business plan for yourself. Just like you have your methods of operations at work, do the same thing for your business and stick with it. Number 4, schedule your tasks. Take the time, either in the nighttime or in the morning, to schedule your tasks throughout the day, so that you can make sure you carry out all of the things that you intend to do, cross it off, and then that way nothing slips through the cracks. So that's basically my 4 strategies to help you with building your business and helping you treat your home business more like a home business, more like a job, I'm sorry. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Feel free to comment below yes if you did gain some benefit from these 4 strategies, and I look forward to connecting soon. Hey, again, I do have my personal private group. It's exclusive. You definitely need to have an invitation. If you'd like to join me on more trainings like this, where I go more in depth about different things about home businesses, whether you're a home business owner and network marketing, or even if you're an aspiring home business owner from any company, I'm more than happy to help you with growing your business as well. Send me a message or comment below, and I can definitely add you to that group as well. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.